Good, in my backyard, enjoying Arizona and my bathing suit.
I love it. I almost did the same thing, but there was someone mowing, so I was like, I'll go inside. That would have been so cool,
Aw,
though.
awesome.
And
And so I heard some interesting news online. You might be moving too, right?
literally around me is a disaster, and I just made this look
Yeah.
nice because it's chaos. I think we finally found an apartment, me and Zachary, so I'm like, it's
Very
happening.
cool.
Oh
That's
my God.
awesome. Cool. Are you
Yeah.
going to be living close to where you live now or no?
It's gonna be like half an hour, 40 minutes away
Oh, wow. Okay.
because we're moving closer to like a busier city in our area because right now we're kind of like in the country. So things are
Hmm.
happening, announcements are coming, like stuff is
Very
happening.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. So let's see, what time is it? We have like a minute. So if you want to tell me if you need to adjust anything or if you're going to share it out, you can start to do all of that. I will
Okay.
try to do the same if I can get things working on my tablet. But
Does it look okay? I think it's
yeah, yeah,
which way?
absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know why, yeah, it's not showing up. Interesting. Okay. What was I gonna say? I guess I will share this after on my end. I don't know, it's not coming up on my tablet, but yeah, so we're good.
Okay. Oh, I'm fine. I'm happy. I think it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Good, good, good. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the next Style for It Facebook live stream. It is a Style for It conversation that you will not forget because the wonderful woman virtually to the right of me,
Virtual.
Terra Cacilia, she is everything, guys. She's a famous and well-known blogger, vlogger, medium, fashionista. She has been kicking ass for many years, and she's very young, as you can
Yeah.
see. But before we get into more of her, let's just talk a little bit about Style for It. Hey, Tony, how are you? What is Style for It? So Style for It is a really innovative platform. It's the first online plus size consignment platform dedicated to sizes 12 to 32. Yes, 12 to 32, which is really great because anyone who shops plus size fashion knows that usually we get limitations, right? We're 12 to 18, 12 to 22,
Mhm.
not Style for It. Style for It is 12 to 32. The premise essentially is for you to be able to get affordable, stylish fashion that is
Mhm.
eco-friendly, right? Because it's
Yeah.
already been through the retail system, so you can upgrade your wardrobe, your life without harming the planet. And if you're like, girl, I have too much in my closet, well, you can sell. Terr
Mhm.
Hair she is one of our wonderful influencers on the platform that sells clothes on the platform. So with that, I think if you have any more questions about what StyleForIt is, please go to StyleForIt.com. We'll reshare that information later. My name again is Natasha Nurse. I am the StyleForIt ambassador and also owner and co-founder of Dressing Room Mate. And now Terr, please tell everyone again what you do and how you got started, and then we'll go through kind of what we're going to be talking
Okay.
about today.
So I'm Terra Cecilia, like Natasha said, I'm a blogger, psychic medium. It's just like a montage of things. I just started out as a YouTuber and now have ended up creating a whole lifestyle out of style and spirituality, just as I've evolved and
Mm,
discovered what works in the industry and what doesn't work in the industry, and what I think we're lacking. So I'm really
yeah.
excited to just continue on this, like this eco-friendly thing is very
Mhm.
important. So I'm very happy about
Yeah.
being involved with Style for It. And yeah, I started with Scorch magazine in 2011, and when I started it on
Mhm.
YouTube, and I progressed and became their intern editor in chief by 2016, 17. So I've been in
Mhm.
this for a hot minute. I've definitely been around. Kind of took a couple years to reevaluate what I wanted to do with my platform moving forward, and really have
Yeah.
felt like I'm firing on all cylinders once again because I burnt out there for a second, but the
Yeah.
fire is still alive. So, yay!
Awesome. Okay. So please explain for everyone tuning in. And guys, if you have questions, this is a conversation, right? So make sure you put them in the comments so that Tara or I can address them as you put them in. When you talk about the connection between style and spirituality, I guess what
Mhm.
led you to seeing that and or actualizing that for yourself as well as teaching others?
Well, I mean, I feel like style has always been kind of considered an artistic expression, but I've
Yeah.
always thought of art as like your soul and your spirit. So when you create art, you're exposing an element of your soul, of your spirit. So
Mm.
really we're doing it people are doing it subconsciously. And like even when I was preparing for this, I was thinking about like when I was like in 8th grade and like I was probably had like my first real bout with depression, and like how I literally just wanted to wear my hoodie and like the like the hoodies that came all the way around, like I didn't want any part of my body,
Yeah.
like I was so awkward, and I was like I was expressing a part of
Mm.
myself. And like now I'm on here in like pink and like so girly, and like I would not recognize myself. I'd be like, who are you?
Mm.
You poser. But like now I'm like lighter and I'm happier, and like I'm like, no, you have to evolve, young child. But I was like, wow, I was really
Mm.
expressing like what my soul was going through. And I just,
Mm. Interesting.
it's such a connection that we don't even realize we're making. Like with
Hmm.
our intuition, like this whole like me being a psychic medium is not special. Like everyone has intuition, everyone has these abilities. You're just ignoring them. It's all you
Mm.
know when you don't like somebody and you got the vibe. Like that's
Absolutely.
you having the spirituality connection. So it just
Mm.
is us like recognizing that in our daily lives, which is what I'm trying to get people to do.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're saying essentially when we dress ourselves, that we are, if we're tapping into how we feel on the inside, we're showing
Hmm.
our soul and we're showing how we're feeling through the
Yeah.
clothing that we're wearing on our bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, does it work the opposite way? Like if you wanted to change your vibe and change how you're feeling,
Yeah.
can you purposely change the styles and the impression that you're putting, and that will then internally affect us as well?
Can you repeat that? Because it broke up a little bit. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying, so if you want to be like in a happier mood or a
Yeah.
more productive mood, can you choose fashion that will support what you want, and then in turn that will affect the inside and the spiritual side?
I feel like it's a tool that you can use to like better yourself. And I mean, clothes
Mm.
affect, if you're in something uncomfortable, you're going to be uncomfortable, and that's going to have like your whole body knows, every cell in you, when you have a negative thought, every cell in your body knows that like I don't feel
Mm.
comfortable, this doesn't feel right, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm this or that. So like why
Yeah.
would you make yourself feel uncomfortable? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so about how clothes can affect our moods and how that affects our spiritual well-being.
Okay, absolutely. Now, what are some, I guess, styling tips that for people, maybe the person tuning into this either on the live or on
Mhm.
the replay is like, oh, well, like, how do I go about having like, are there certain things that people should be doing to mesh both fashion and spirituality? And if so, what would that be?
Mhm. What did I say for that? Well, I mean, for us, I can speak for myself because I can't speak for other people. So,
Okay.
oh, I have gone through so many different phases in terms of my spirituality. And
Mm-hmm.
in that, I have gone through so many different phases of clothes. There's been times when
Mm-hmm.
like all I've worn is black. There's been times when now I'm in, pink. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need to take the time to explore yourself spiritually, and you need to take your time to explore yourself style in terms of your style. What do you like? What do you
Mm-hmm.
don't like? You may discover, you might have some kind of enlightenment and discover like this is how I feel the most comfortable.
Yeah.
You know? Like one thing that is just like a side note, I like have gone through this phase where like I wore high heels a lot just because I thought with my weight, I needed to be more feminine. And I thought, well, high heels will make me more feminine. I don't really actually
Mm.
like high heels. I like sneakers. Like, I want to be a sneakerhead, but I'm like, I can't do that because that's not girly. So, like,
Hmm.
I've slowly been like, no, I'm going to start investing in cool sneakers because my feet hurt. And I just feel like I can
Yeah.
get more shit done when I'm in like sneakers. I just,
Absolutely.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. That's a great point because, you know, the expectations that we put onto ourselves, either
Mhm.
through media or what we're seeing as
Mhm.
influences, you know, it becomes pervasive for us. And it's
Yeah.
unfair because similar to you, like I appreciate high heels. I think that they can be
Mhm.
beautiful
Oh
and
yeah.
very elegant and very sophisticated, but they hurt, right? And I'm the kind of person who walks like that whenever
Mhm.
I have them on. So yeah, you know, you have to decide what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I always like to
Mhm.
say style and comfort go hand in hand. They don't,
Mhm.
one does not have to go without the other. So yeah,
Mhm.
you can absolutely find stylish sneakers that work well for what you're wearing.
Mhm.
I mean, I love, actually, that's a new trend. A lot of celebrities, I think even Serena Williams, she wore sneakers to, I don't know if it was her wedding or some gala or something she went. And I was like, yes, queen, because she was like,
Yeah.
listen, I'm tired and I'm not going to have hurt feet. Like,
Yeah.
and it's a very practical thing that one wants
Pretty.
for themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with the clothes behind you, is that kind of just a representation of some of the styles that you like? Or did you have
Um,
like specific styling things you wanted to talk about with that?
I some of the things I've just had for like a really long time have been a part of the evolution like of my closet. Other things
Mm.
are just things I've found at like thrift stores and that have still had the tags on them, and I've
Hmm.
been like, well, I can sell that. Like
Yeah.
this is a Boohoo like jumpsuit. It still has the tags on it.
Beautiful.
Like I was
Beautiful.
like that.
Yeah.
I can sell that. A lot of stuff too with like being in the fashion industry for so long. Like I've accumulated like a lot of clothes, and not all that
Hmm.
clothes is necessarily my taste. So,
Mm.
but it gives me an opportunity to like, if I need to style something, I have it. If I want to sell something, I can sell it. Like it's just it's just clothes.
A
I just,
collection. I love
yeah,
it.
it's just a collection that I've accumulated.
Awesome. Okay. Now, what would you say are important things to keep in mind, either spiritually or style wise, when it comes to being confident as a woman? I think that,
Mhm.
you know, so much, and I excuse the noise, guys. I'm not sure why there are fire height things going on, but you know, we'll work with it. When it comes to being confident, I think as a plus size
Mhm.
woman, there's certain things that we might need to do a bit more because we
Mhm.
not only have external negative voices, but we have internal voices.
Mhm.
And so, like, what can a woman do spiritually, style wise,
Mhm.
to stay confident, to feel like she is everything and more each and every day of her life?
So the two main things that come to mind, and I'm actually going to be doing a workshop on this, and it's about listening to that spirit, the voice, your voice inside, and not telling it to shh. It's like actually
Mm-hmm.
letting that voice, the positive voice inside of you, scream over the negative voice that is inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't, it fights off and it yells louder than any external force around you.
Yeah.
And about how we can tap back into that, and like how we are
Mm.
just like natural, as women are naturally inclined to vocalize and talk. Like we're so chatty, look at us, we're meant
Yeah.
to talk and vocalize these things. My next thing would be to surround yourself with other women and
Mm.
encourage each other and work with each other and embrace each other's fashion and style and all
Mm-hmm.
of that. And even so, where I work now in my day job, they
Mm-hmm.
hired two young women into the office, and I was like the only young woman for a while. And like, they're both straight size. They have totally different styles than me, but they have totally like started to like, even if it's just like the way I fold my pants or like change how I fold my shirt, it's like, wow, I actually
Yeah.
really like that. And I never would have thought about that. And we're from two totally
Mm.
different like sizes.
Yeah.
So it's just like not, it's just embracing and vocalizing and just, connecting with one another still with
Mm.
our voices. Does that make enough sense?
Absolutely, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny actually. I personally make a point every time I see, you know, something that I like, either accessory or an outfit.
Mhm.
I'm like, hey sis, like you're snatched. I love that. Yeah, and it's so funny that people seem so shocked to be
Yes.
complimented, and it's a shame that our culture and our society is like that, because we should be embracing each other for what we're wearing and how we're
Mhm.
styling our bodies, because it is art. It's physical art.
Yeah.
And I guess I would just add to that, like when thinking about confidence, you know, confidence, like anything else, is a journey. Some days days are easier than others. Some days are worse than others, but it's a choice nonetheless. Happiness is a choice. Sadness
Yes.
is a choice. Confidence is a choice. So,
Yes.
you know, for me, what I try to do is I affirm the choice of being happy. I affirm my confidence by saying things that make me confident. I am creative. I am brilliant. I am
Yeah.
beautiful. I am everything. I'm connected to the universe. I am an extension of God, da, 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 right? Like whatever you need to affirm for yourself to make you feel like, oh, like, you know, like
Yeah.
you're the Beyonce of your life. You know, it's a choice. You have to do it. And it requires work. You can't just sit and do nothing and then expect to be, you know, feeling really good about yourself and doing everything you want in your life if you're just sitting doing nothing. So
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah. All of that and more. You know.
Awesome. Okay. I'd also love for you to share a little bit about like what with fashion, I guess, and your breadth of experience being in as a content creator, as a person who's done the magazine work and everything like that. I guess, you know, do you think you see enough content around fashion and spirituality out there? And if not, why do you think that there's a lack or deficiency?
I don't think that there is enough, which is half of the reason why I'm like have made the decision to do this, because I think it's a conversation that needs to be more had. I definitely think there's like a niche group of people that have like started to tap into it. But I think it gets labeled a lot as like goth or like hippie or like, but like all these different, they're all kind of doing it, but they all just don't know that they're doing it, I guess, in a way. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I feel like there is such a level of like artificialness that goes along with fashion that we've kind of like sucked the soul out of it, but it needs to be like re-injected into it. And it'd be really cool to see what like fashion with a soul is like.
Oh,
And like
interesting.
with like what fashion with a conscious being would be the best way for me to put it is like, which I think is like where we are going. And for me, I think of that as secondhand clothes, reused clothes, because we're conscious of what we're doing to the earth. Maybe things that aren't made from animals, maybe things that are made from plants, maybe, you know, finding a way to not hurt the earth and not hurt ourselves and future generations, but also being so freaking fabulous at the same time. And like, that's where I would like to see us go in the industry, and of course expressing ourselves and actually creating for all sizes. So
yeah. Oh, I love that, fashion with a soul. I think also what comes to mind when I hear that phrase is also how we decide and how we reimagine fashion, like dressing and styling ourselves, because so much of like kind of what we see is women putting themselves in like corsets or things that are too uncomfortable, you know, maybe, you know, wearing things that create a certain image, but they even if it's not uncomfortable, it's not yet necessarily your style. You're just like, oh well, my publicist told me to do this, right? And so really thinking consciously and soulfully about what is the image that I want for myself, what is the image that other young girls are seeing, because everything we do, the youth is tapping into it. And I think that people forget that too often, and then we wonder what's wrong with the next generation. Well, what did you teach that next generation? Right? Like what we are the leaders for them, and if we can't get it together, how you can ask them to get it together? Like it's one lens to the other. So I that's interesting. But yeah, the eco-friendly, the resale movement, I think is going to continue, I agree, to get bigger and bigger, because also, not for nothing, but like the majority of the country are not making six figures, right? Like, so when you say, hey, summer shopping, well, if you only have $50 a month to buy things, you cannot go down the retail route. Like, you've got to get a little bit more creative and think about thrift shops, think about consignment places, because that's where you can get the biggest bang for your buck. So I completely agree. I guess the next couple of questions I had would be, what are some 2019 styling tips that you have then? Like for the rest of this year, what are either trends or things to think about as we go into the last like quarter of the year, and you know, fall will be here, all of that. What do you think?
So in the beginning of the year, I read that like 80s Western was going to be a thing. And I was like, what the hell is that? But now I
Mm-hmm.
totally get what that is with this like Old Town Road and like this West. Like I love like the Dolly Parton, Reba McEntire. Uh,
Yes.
like
Oh,
I love that. But I was like 8. Like what? Like how? What? Oh my God! Like
yeah.
yes. Like I hope that's like the summer. Like that's what we go and it goes into fall because I just
Okay.
think that is so. I just think it's like so fun. Like I just love
Yes.
it. But then in terms of honestly, I'm just like so happy it's warm out. I have not thought about fall or like winter because it's like
Yes.
literally warm out for the first time like ever.
Aw,
But
that's a shame.
one thing that I did like at the tail end of winter this year was like the teddy bear coats, like with that like teddy bear.
Ah, okay.
Oh my God. So I'm like really hoping that like that silhouette with like really like tights and like cute pair of shoes is like
Mm.
something that we do. Like I hope like really like coats or like
Okay.
almost like gender neutral like coat with like a interesting silhouette would
Yes.
be something I would like to see going into the
Okay.
next year. Yeah.
Okay, going into the rest of the year. And when it
Yeah.
comes to being that it is summer, and
Mhm.
especially for us girls, bigger girls, you
Mhm.
know, the conversation of like comfort zone comes up, right? Like
Yeah.
there's certain things that like we sometimes are like, oh, I don't want to show my arms, I don't want to show my
Mhm.
legs. Do you have any kind of fashion pain points that you have had in the past or have now, and
Um,
how have you overcome them?
oh, well, let's see. I, for a really long time, felt self-conscious about my arms.
Okay.
Not because like they were big, but I also have like they call it like chicken skin. I cannot pronounce the dermatology like thing for it, but it's like all those like little
Yeah.
red marks on it. And I was always just
Yeah.
like, oh, like no one. But like as I've gotten older and like I'm hot and like you know what? Like you don't want to look, don't look because I'm sweating and like I can't take it.
Yeah.
I've always loved my legs because they're just like so long and they've always been like my favorite part. So I've never had any
Yeah.
qualms about wearing shorts. But like I would like
Okay.
wear like a skirt and then a long sleeve shirt, but it's like 90 degrees out. So I'm very happy I'm over that. Like
Yes. Yes.
just do that. Side note, and I just think this is really funny. Whenever we're in
Yeah.
the car, I'll play like music when we're like on a long road trip or whatever. And like because you know when you
Yeah.
have a fatter arms, they're jiggly or whatever. So
Yeah. Yep.
I'll go DJ Chicken Wang in the house, and that's my name because my arms flat.
Yes. Okay. So I guess
So
for you, it's been just like head on confront,
yeah,
just like it's hot. So
it's hot.
practically, if you,
Yeah,
yeah, if you don't do this, you will just sweat your ass and it's just not fun. So
yeah.
I agree. For me, it was my arms, it was my
Mhm.
legs. And I agree. The minute that I started wearing shorts, the minute that I just said, you know, F it, you get more comfortable. You know, the pain of uncomfortability kind of diminishes each and every time you do it. And so,
Yeah,
yeah, then you're just like, and yeah, and I like the phrase that you said, like, if you don't like it, don't look, right? Like,
just
at
look.
the end of the day, you know, you gotta cater to you, right? You're living for you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so then before we kind of start to wrap this up, are there any other tips or thoughts that you had that you wanted to share on the subject of spirituality and style and
Mhm.
how they intersect, how they, you
Mhm.
know, better our lives?
So again, like I said earlier, really like take the time, explore your style, explore your spirituality. Do not be afraid to try new things because you try new things
Mm,
and you might discover your new favorite trend or it might become your signature style. Like you have no idea
yeah,
unless you try. And like on the like they say like on the other side of fear is like your perfect life or
nothing.
whatever. And like
Yeah,
seriously every day affirm yourself like I'm gonna do this and just do it. Because you're living for yourself. You
absolutely.
can't live for anybody else. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that
I
would
love
be
it. Okay.
yeah.
So what's next for you? How can like what should people
Woo.
be on the lookout for you for the rest of
So
2019?
I literally just made my quarter 3, like planned everything out. I'm really excited because I'm going to be in my own space and Zachary said we could get a 2 bedroom so that I could have my own like production space and like office space. So now I'm like,
Yes.
okay, I really can legitimately start to put like hard-hitting content together. So I do want to like advise that people who have followed me in the past, it's not going to be all style and all plus size style. I'm really trying to break away from limiting myself to just one thing, and doing the spirituality and having the harder conversations about my religion, like growing up a Catholic, and different, like what that looks like for me as a millennial, and just the different challenges in terms of like financial things, and like staying strong spiritually, financially, and staying strong spiritually in my style, and just gonna be getting married, like all of those different things. So just like look out for new content that's just gonna make you think. There's a lot of interesting things coming. I'm very excited.
So thought-provoking. I love it. Okay. And where can people champion you? Where can they find you?
Okay. So I'm Terr Cacilia on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, said everything, Facebook, where we are now.
Yeah.
So Terr Cacilia on all of those things. And of course, I'm open for readings. For if anyone wants intuitive guidance readings or psychic medium readings, I am offering them. There are dates available. So they just get in contact with me and we will work through that.
Okay. And did you share your website?
Oh yeah, terrcacilia.com. I think right now it's the blogger though. It's the terrcacilia.style.com. At blogger.
Okay, perfect.
Because my website's being worked on. Yes.
Absolutely. So guys, if you are interested in her work as a medium, work with her. If you're interested in thought-provoking content that's going to make you think a little bit more about not just style, but the lifestyle that you're living, check out what she's doing. And again, with StyleForIt, we want you to come and join the community. How do you do it? Go to StyleForIt.com. And yes, you can buy some of Terr's clothes. You can sell your own clothes. There's lots to buy. There's lots of opportunities for you to sell. Just get on there, join the community, and tap into all the content that they're putting out, including lives like this, because we will definitely be doing another one next weekend. And, you know, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have follow-up questions, thoughts, please put them in the comments. Terr or I can come in and write and follow up with what you're saying. And for me, Natasha Nurse at Dressing Room 8, if you want to find me, if you want to collaborate, all of that, dressingroom8.com. And with that, Terr, do you have any words of wisdom before we sign off?
Just live your life to the fullest. That's all I can think to say. Just do it.
Absolutely. Yes, I would add living stylishly is a part of living confidently. It's a part of living your best life. And so if you aren't thinking about how fashion can make it better, we can show you how, right? It's really about thinking about the bigger picture of fashion, because style is more than the clothes we wear. It really is a part of our confidence. It's a part of who we are as people and who we are as women. So think on it, do it, execute, and live well, guys. All right. So enjoy the rest of your day. Terr, thank you for coming on. And again, hello, everyone from Arizona. And it's been real. I hope to see you guys soon next weekend. Okay. All righty. Bye.
Bye.